Thanks for having me on.
Today's theme for the DNC is for people. That's the title, for the people. And we want to bring up some examples real quick of what the Biden-Harris administration has done for the people since they've taken office. Overall inflation up 19.4%, food up 21%, shelter up 22%, the energy is up 32%. Senator, your thoughts on that and how in the world people are getting by in this country at this point?
Well, even Vice President Harris admitted that prices are too high. I think she said bread was up 50%. But let's face it, Democrat governance, the Biden-Harris administration has been a disaster for this country. Their open borders, their massive deficit spending sparked 40-year high inflation. A dollar you held at the start of the Biden administration is only worth 83 cents. That's why people can't afford things. That damage has been done. Their war on fossil fuel. Energy affects the price of every good and service in this country. And so all these things they've done have harmed people. For the people, I mean, they've been doing everything against the people. You know, government's supposed to make our lives easier. They're supposed to protect us. This administration has done the exact opposite. And now, when you listen to Vice President Harris's economic proposals, they would be a disaster. Price controls, more massive deficit spending, sparking more inflation. This is insane. I just hope the corporate media starts reporting on this and starts asking her some tough questions.
Senator, I know that you are also in Chicago. You were speaking on economics at the Trump International Hotel and Tower in Chicago on this very topic, of course, the economy. Share a little bit of the message that you spoke about.
Well, today's theme for the Trump campaign is Make America Wealthy Again. And I thought it was very appropriate that President Trump is focusing on his energy policy because, as I said, you need power to run an economy. And the more of it you have, the cheaper it is, the more competitive you can be globally. President Trump understands this. Vice President Harris, Governor Walz, they don't have a clue. They were never part of the private sector. They're career politicians. And so they have these insane proposals like price controls that do all kinds of damage. You know, I try and remind people the Venezuelans voted themselves into poverty. It was an oil-rich, wealthy South American nation until the voters of Venezuela heard the siren songs of socialism, which is what, that's the tune that Kamala Harris is singing right now, and it destroyed their economy. So Venezuelans are fleeing. Their agricultural segment, I just read, is about ready to collapse before this planting season. So again, socialism, it's failed. Every place has tried, and yet that's exactly the kind of proposals that Vice President Harris is trotting out here. It's insane.
Senator, tomorrow, President Trump, Senator Vance, are going to head to your state, up to Wisconsin, specifically Kenosha. Let's talk about that, which was impacted big time during the riots of 2020. Damages costing your state $50 million in damage there in Kenosha alone. Tim Walz, we know, obviously, governor of Minnesota, over Minneapolis, as it burned after the George Floyd riots. Are you concerned, should they get into office, their ability to protect and where they stand on crime and cracking down and not allowing things like this to happen?
Well, didn't they help lead the defund the police movement until it became so politically unpopular they kind of dropped that mantra? But yeah, I pointed out during the 2020 election, Main Street businesses didn't board up in case Joe Biden won. It has been the left that attracts the violence. We had, during the summer of 2020, all the protests, over 570 of those resulted in riots. 2,000 law enforcement officers injured, $2 billion worth of damage, a couple dozen people died, a couple in Kenosha, Wisconsin. So again, it's the Democrat Party that seems to track all this violence. You know, we just had the convention, the RNC convention in Milwaukee, pretty peaceful. What protests we had were pretty muted. I hope it's peaceful here in Chicago. But let's be honest, it is the Democrats that are dividing this country. They're the ones that play identity politics. They're the ones that, by and large, attract the violence.
Senator, we have less than 30 seconds left, but we know that President Joe Biden is speaking tonight at the DNC, the official passing of the torch, so to speak, to Kamala Harris. How do you think that's going to go? What do you expect him to say?
Well, it's really the official kicking him to the curb. Throwing him under the bus. I mean, this was a coup. Vice President Harris has been nominated without a single vote in the primary, and this is the party that's all about democracy. I mean, it's a very sad joke. I hope the American people are paying attention.
Senator Ron Johnson from the great state of Wisconsin, sir, thanks for coming on.